happened, and I'm the biggest Cowboy fan on earth, and I still can't wrap my head around what happened, especially on the defensive side of the ball. It just didn't happen. So you've had a month or so to sort of just cogitate about it, just let it sink in. What went wrong?
Right. You said I was a dominant pass rusher, but also a dominant run stopper too. So just being able to go and look at both levels of playing football, running and passing game is it's really all about making your stops when it's time to make your stops. And we had opportunities to get turnovers, and it's all about doing those things when the time matters, and we didn't do it. So that's why I feel like the season turned out the way it did. It wasn't nothing to do with our belief or how we looked at the game. It was all about coming together and making the plays when the time.
You did get your shoulders fixed going into last season. Did they bother you at all?
I mean, not necessarily. It's all about just regaining strength. And it's hard to regain strength when you're already in the fire after a surgery. So glad I made it out the season healthy so I can, regain my strength.
So is there anything to the notion that when a bunch of guys, a bunch of stars get paid on a team, Zeke got paid, obviously, and we can go to the Jalen Smith we had him on yesterday, got paid, you got paid, that you lose a little bit of edge, a little bit of fire, a little bit of drive?
No, getting paid, it can make you comfortable. And that's one thing, having Coach Marinelli taught me a lot. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's how I play my game. That's how, I try to raise my family. And that's one thing I don't think, I seen any player or, Dak Prescott even get comfortable. So it was all about just execution and timing.
All I hear, everybody talks. Anytime someone does the Cowboys game and we come back, we hear the roster. This is the most talented football team. This is the most talented roster. So many different coaches would take this roster over their current roster. I feel like you guys hear that and you think you can just take the field because we got the star on our helmet and win ball games. I don't think you guys play to the level of what you should be playing to on a consistent basis. What do you say?
Oh yeah, the star is a huge, factor. It's all about, being able to grow up in that process and understand that you play for one of the biggest sports organizations in the world. So all eyes are on you at all times. When you win, you get praised a lot. When you lose, you get doubted a lot. So it can work both ways. And if you don't have the mindset and the respect for the game, you can get lost into it.
Well, but the thing is, and I agree with you, it's just the way it is. It's the nature of the beast. You get paid and you don't have the year that you had when you got paid, people automatically say, man, he got that money, he shut it down.
All right. But if you want to look at the games, once the team have a lead, they don't have to pass the ball.
Right.
Or it's going to be quicker.
Right.
So how can you get your timing and get pressure on the quarterback when the game is 14-0 or whatever it is? So by winning the time possession and winning, scores, you rule the game.
You hear that, Skip? He said it's hard to get sacks. It's hard to get to the quarterback when you down. Like I said, you guys been down all year. Remember? You were down 31-3. You were down by 19 against Buffalo, 17 against Chicago. You were down 10 against Philly.
Don't tell me, tell him.
I'm telling you.
I wasn't playing.
He was playing.
I was there.
He already know. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know painfully well what started happening. So I'm going to take you back a season ago to the 2018 season, and you uttered one of the all-time greatest quotes I've ever heard. I jumped out of my chair because it was for a late season. It was a late November game on Thursday night against Drew Brees, and they were rolling. Yeah. The Saints were, and they came to Jerry World. And that week you said, when you hit a you-know-what in the mouth, and they're not doing what they're regular doing, which is putting up 50 points, they start getting a little distressed. Now you got them where you want them, and then you choke their ass out. Absolutely. That's from him. That's before. I can't remember, were the Saints were they unbeaten at that point, or I don't think they lost the game. All right, so here comes Drew Brees to your house, and you're saying we're going to hit those you-know-whats in the mouth and choke their ass out, and you went out and you did it. You backed it up. I've never seen anything like it. And I got your quote inspired me to pick you that night. And everybody said they got no shot. I forget what the point spread was, but it was a lot in favor of the Saints. And it was domination. Drew Brees had maybe the worst game of his career because you and others were all over him. But then I didn't hear that from you last year or see that from you. And I don't know what the difference was, except we keep going back to, is it because you got paid, or did the team lose its edge, or did it lose its inspiration? Because the guy I call Coach Clap, Jason Garrett, after a while you just tune him out and he's not pushing your button anymore. I don't know. No buttons got pushed on defense last year, right?
Yeah, just stepping into a new role of, coming into funds, expectations change for you, being able to get into the captain seat last year and be able to see how things move and, how everything portrays back to you, even though, you coming here and trying to set the foundation of how the game is supposed to be played. So a lot of things come with getting paid, but it's also all about, capitalizing, just like that Saints game. So you can call anybody out. It's all about really just capitalizing. And, those guys had my back that game. So.
And then it got so bad, speaking of Thursday night, you played another one this year at Chicago, and you missed an NFL season high 19 tackles. Not just you, but your defense did. Well, that's just wrong. It's just like, you're better than that. And I asked Jalen Smith yesterday, before the game, when you're warming up on the field, did you look around and think, well, we just don't seem like we're into this?
No. I mean, it's hard to just try to, focus on one person or read each other's energy. It's all about, you preparing and making sure you're straight to, go out there and capitalize on your moment. And when you get out there and you see a guy, miss a tackle, you ain't going to think it's going to lead to 19. You're going, hey, bro, get right, let's go. Pick your guy up. But, that was one of our bad games. And, I missed tackles too. So, and I feel like I'm one of the best tacklers in the league. And it's all about, making the plays when you got to.
Jason Garrett ultimately lost his job. And we had Jalen Smith on here yesterday. I say, coaches coach 53 players. So if the coach loses his job, the 53 players didn't do their job. Well, obviously, Jerry can't fire 53 guys. He takes the guy that he feels that is most responsible. Talk to us about Skip wanted the guy gone a long, long time ago. Tell us about what did you like about Jason Garrett coaching style, and what didn't you like about his coaching style?
Yeah, I like his demeanor. Every morning he came in, he was focused, ready to go, and had us on time every day. So just having that energy and bringing it to your team. He got a favorite saying. I can't say it on national TV, but just a tremendous respect for the guy, and I really love his passion.
Wow.
Love his passion.
Wait, are you saying you're missing Jason Garrett? Or?
No, I mean,
he didn't say that. He said that.
You gotta understand the type of verge I'm going into my career, and I respect Jerry's wishes and what's going on. But this is my first coaching change. Jason drafted me, so being able to see this transition, I got my eyes wide open and ready to go.
What feeling have you gotten so far from Mike McCarthy?
I didn't get to meet Mike yet, but got to meet the rest of the coaching staff. Mr. Nolan,
Mike Nolan,
Mr. Nolan, yes, sir. So being able to have those guys around and being able to see the type of energy they're trying to bring to the team is very exciting.
Are they going to stay 3-4? Are you guys going to stay at 43, or are you going to go into a 3-4?
It don't matter. We athletes, baby.
Oh, you want to play? You want to play the 5-tech?
Bro, I play 4-tech. I can go 3-tech. It doesn't matter.
Okay, that's what I like hearing. He said whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, baby.
So,
they bump and grind at that 5-tech now.
Man,
they bump and grind in that.
It don't even matter.
Okay.
So we had Xavier Woods on a couple of weeks back. We tried to push Jalen to say the same thing. Xavier Woods just went right out to the end of the limb and said, we will be in this game, meaning the Super Bowl, next year. Will you co-sign that?
I mean, every time you step on the field, you want to be in this game. Only two teams, but like I said, I got my eyes wide open. I'm ready for the season. And when I see my coaches, we're going to get this job done.
That doesn't sound real convincing to me, but...
Every time?
Hold on. But guess what?
Process.
Every Monday.
Don't jump the gun.
Every Monday, every Tuesday, the Cowboys have the most talented roster. He writing on his paper. Jenny can attest to this. Pro Football Focus and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, they got 2 teams in the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody said all year they got the most talented roster. What's wrong with that picture?
I think people came around. I think the 49ers might be at the top of that list now.
Oh, they got more talent than the Cowboys?
Yeah, that's why you just flipped your pick and picked the 49ers.
We're not
How
talking
many
about
first-round picks they got?
Yeah.